Let's go on an adventure. Hello and welcome to Capricious Conversations. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome back to the show, my good friend Izzy.
Thank you for having me. It's so much fun to always be here.
I'm excited for you to be here, man, because you're hilarious. You crack me up. So today we are going to talk about, we had talked about it a little bit before, but it was really brought back to our attention this week with the passing of Prince. And while I was not a super huge Prince fan, I'm going to be real about that, I know that a lot of people out there are and were. And so kind of in his memoriam, we're going to go down our list of the 5 greatest male vocalists of all time. Now, we have each compiled our own list. So whether or not there's crossover, I don't know, because he hasn't actually told me.
Yeah,
so we'll find out along the way. And we want to know about what you guys think of our lists too. But so for starters, let's start from 5 and go to 1, right?
Okay.
All right. So number 5 on your list. Who is it?
Well, I'm not a fan. And just so we talked about this before, I'm going to be the more pop culture dude.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, guys. I think we might have talked about this before. Maybe we haven't. But my iPod is comprised of a list of people that I'm pretty sure you've never heard of.
True story.
I really enjoy indie folk. So, but I did try and pick some people that are more mainstream.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go with my number 5 is Elvis Presley. Even though I don't know that too many songs by Elvis, but like just the hits that everyone knows. So.
He did have a great voice.
Yeah.
He was like...
Changed rock and roll.
He did, although, okay.
Here we go.
He did change rock and roll, you're totally right. Yeah. However, I can test that if Buddy Holly had not died, that Elvis never would have been as big as he was. Because, like, Buddy Holly... What? Are you serious right now?
Play a famous song, I might know.
He does, like, every day it's getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way.
Okay.
Hey. Okay. I'm sure you know Buddy Holly. Oh, he does Peggy Sue, too. Peggy Sue, don't you know how I love you, oh, Peggy. Seriously?
No idea. Dude. No idea. No clue.
I'll be introducing Israel to Buddy Holly here in a while. Buddy Holly, actually, I did not put on my list, even though he was fantastic. I didn't think he was one of the greatest. But my number 5 is a person I'm pretty sure you've never heard of, but you have now. His name is Matthew Perryman Jones. And he is rad, dude. Like, he's an indie artist. He's not folk. He's kind of alternative, maybe? Is what you'd call him? But indie alternative, and he's got a fantastic voice. Really full, really rich. And so he's my number 5, and now you have heard of him. And so here's your listening assignment, y'all. Go to Spotify or something and look up Matthew Perryman Jones and check him out. And tell him that I sent you. Pretty cool.
That's number 5, right?
That was my number 5, yeah.
Okay.
Right, so who's your number 4?
Number 4, sorry. James Brown. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. James Brown, like, yeah, he totally... I feel good.
Yeah.
I really dig James Brown, man. He was so at the forefront of the whole civil rights movement and, like, really affecting a lot of change with his music, especially with his I'm Black and I'm Proud, which I play frequently, and you guys may not know this, but it's true. My some odd greats grandfather was Haitian, so I'm part black, y'all. And I'm proud. You would never know it looking at me, because all my Scottish blood apparently pushed it out.
Sad day.
It is a little bit. I've spent my entire life wishing I was black. I'm not even kidding. But I'm not. I'm white. So there you go. But I dig James Brown. He's pretty awesome.
Great.
I think my number 4 is probably going to go to Harry Connick Jr., who just has such a fantastic... I love that kind of crooner style, and he's got that jazz mixed with crooner, and he's just like, he's rad.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. And he's probably the youngest, well, maybe Matthew Perryman Jones, but he's probably the youngest dude on my list. More recent.
Number 3. All you haters out there don't hate, but I don't care. I don't care.
Okay. I haven't even heard it yet. I can't hate it.
There's gonna be people who are gonna be very mad at me for this, but his new album is it's good. I like it.
Are you gonna say what I think you're gonna say?
Okay, go ahead.
Are you gonna say Justin Bieber? Oh.
I love his new album, and to be honest, like, to say he does not
case for this one, man.
To say that he does not have talent is like, it's a false statement. I like Justin Bieber, and I've talked about this before. I think he just sings the wrong genre. Or his new album was good. I liked. I mean, the radio overplays like more than half the songs, but like when he was littler, I wasn't too into him. I thought he had a good voice, but just the genre of music that he did. I'm
not gonna lie to you. The first time I heard a song by Justin Bieber, I think it was at the end of Karate Kid, with the one with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. I thought it was a girl.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, no, this is Justin Bieber. I'm like, why is he popular again? And I feel like, so that coupled with his antics with the public and people like that have just made me like, Justin Bieber,
Well, there's been a couple times that like he was in a more, I guess not a celebrity atmosphere, but more of like a normal person atmosphere where he could be a normal person. He's not some like some people call him, some girls like worship him, like it's weird, like idol.
Weird.
But when it's like when you can sit with him and be like a normal person, like he seems like a cool guy. I mean, you're right. There is a lot of bad things that he's done, but if he wasn't a celebrity, it probably wouldn't have been a big issue. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I do like his voice, and that new song "Love Yourself." Every time it comes on the radio, cry. Just a little bit.
Okay, so that's one thing, like, the people who are really good singers, but the people who can write really good songs.
Yeah.
Because, like, if this were songwriters, then, like, Steve Taylor would be, like, way at the top of my list, because that dude could write just amazing song. Mark Knopfler, too. Mm-hmm. Man, he'll make you cry, and, like, he's got, like, 9 bars of intro, and, like, maybe, like, 16 bars of song, and then, like, 28 bars of outro, and it doesn't even matter, because those 16 bars are enough.
Yeah.
And you don't even care. Alright, so my number 3, I'm actually going to switch it. It's not what I wrote down, but I'm going to switch it because Enrique Iglesias has just like one of the smoothest and most amazing voices. Mm-hmm. Although I will say, okay, so recently he's kind of taken to a little bit of that auto-tuning stuff that's really popular, and I do not like it.
Yeah.
Like, Enrique, you've got a really awesome voice. You're talented. Don't screw it up with auto-tune. Seriously. So Enrique, take it from me, man. Just stick with what you're good at. You don't need all that extra stuff. Because you got a good voice. On to number 2.
Number 2. Which, some areas he's a number 1, but my number 1 is saved for someone special. But number 2, Frank Sinatra.
Okay.
My boy Frank.
Totally
I love
do that with you.
First time I heard him was Fly Me to the Moon. Mm-hmm. Just fell in love with that song and know it by heart. I could sing it for you guys, but we don't have time. What I noticed a lot with a lot of musicians and stuff like that, if you say you're a fan of somebody and you've only heard one song that's the most famous, you're not a fan.
True.
Just saying. You like that true. One song. And I found myself like, we were coming back from Poland, and we flew by Manhattan to get to Newark, and I on like the plane you could listen to music, and so New York came on, and the theme from New York, and I was just like, when I'm getting back, I'm learning this song, and I'm gonna and so I did, and I listened to a bunch of his other music, and I loved it so much, so.
Yeah, that I could totally buy that. The Rat Pack and those crooner type guys, like that totally. So Harry Connick Jr. kind of falls into that for me, but like, Dino and Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. and just like all those dudes. But Frankie, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the best. So yeah, that's a good one. I'm glad we did different lists, because now I'm like, wow, that's a good choice. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Andrea Bocelli, because that dude, like, whether or not you like opera, there is no denying that dude's range and control and power is stunning. Like, he's so good. And I happen to like opera, so yeah, Andrea Bocelli, he's like, the fullness and richness that he can get out of, and especially those super high notes, mad props. He's so good. If you have not listened to opera lately, do yourself a favor and go check out some Andrea Bocelli.
Yeah. this whole like video should give the opportunity to go listen to music.
Exactly. If you're looking for new stuff, here you go. Yeah. Just look up anybody we're talking about.
Okay. Number one. If you know me, you know who I'm gonna pick. So you probably already knew from the start who my number one was gonna be.
I think I do.
Michael Jackson.
I knew that.
Now, okay, I understand personally, I've talked to my mom about this and she does not agree with me. Because I was 9 years old when he died.
Okay.
No, yeah, I was 9. So I mean, everyone knows Thriller, Billie Jean, like all the famous songs, everyone knows Bad. And I guess I didn't care too much, and YouTube wasn't really a thing, so it wasn't like I just go look up Michael Jackson and
that is true.
Listen to his music. It's like either the radio or like Pandora maybe, but even then, like you wouldn't really get go buy the CD. But I was 9, so who knows?
Who has money for CDs when you're 9?
But
some of the people watching are like, "What's a CD?"
One of those, yeah. But when he died, I was. Like I kind of cared, but I was sad because I mean it's Michael Jackson. Like half the world is like, oh, it's not like Prince dying. Like I'm not a fan of Prince. I did not shed a tear.
So I was in Poland when Michael Jackson died, and there was like Polish people were coming up to me and they're like, "Did you hear Michael Jackson?" And they were like crying, and it was a huge deal, even like
in Poland, yes,
all the way over in Poland.
Well, I just didn't fall in love with him then, but I did like after he died, I watched all the videos about him, or like a little later after that, like I watched videos about his death. I watched videos about him, his personal life, like the home videos that he had in his own house and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then, but it wasn't until last summer that I actually sat down and was like, I'm gonna listen to all of his CDs through. And I did, and I was so surprised how many songs aren't famous that are like, and that's the thing with
that's true.
That's the thing with like every artist, like it's what mainstream throws at you is what you listen to, but
the things that get played on the radio 10 million times.
Yeah, well, I encourage everybody to go listen to full albums because you'll be surprised at what you find. Like my favorite songs of Michael Jackson's are not the ones that people would know. Like if I were to tell.
Well, give us a few.
Liberian Girl is probably one. It's one of my favorite.
I do not know that one.
Yeah, and it's on Bad. Dirty Diana, a lot of people know that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. I think a lot of people are Stranger in Moscow. That's a good one. I think that's off of one of the later CDs. Let's see. Baby Be Mine on Thriller.
Okay, I do know that one.
Yeah. And I know that's number 9 on the CD. Of Thriller, but I don't. What is it? I'm not sure. Doesn't matter.
I don't have the album.
Yeah, and then definitely love I think probably the best love song is I Just Can't Stop Loving You. It's a great song.
That's nice. My parents introduced me to MJ, but like. So we had 2 camps because my parents grew up in the 80s, but their parents, of course, grew up before that. So we had young Michael, like Jackson 5 Michael, and then 80s Michael. And so we got a lot of both, and I loved Jackson 5 Michael. And I like 80s Michael too. I'm like into the 90s, but like Jackson 5 Michael, I was like, yeah, man, that dude can sing.
Yeah.
And man, could he dance. I'll tell you what. Good dancer, that dude.
Well, also, okay, so I think the overall thing for me too is that he could write songs. He was a performer. He
Definitely
could sing like no matter where he was, and that's the thing I hate about musicians and artists these days is that most of them can't actually sing, and it's like how are you making millions of dollars when I can sing better than you? I could sing better than you, and
right.
But that's the thing. It was for most artists and performers, it's about I guess how they perform, which not a lot of us can do very well. But
you definitely have to have the ability. Like you need the ability to perform, but you have to have like some actual abilities, guys. Like goes back to the whole auto tuning thing. If you have to use auto tuning on your songs, you aren't doing it right. I'm just gonna be real about that, okay? Like, you should be able to sing a song without needing auto-tuning. And you know what? Pro Tools is not always gonna be there to save you.
It shouldn't be. Like,
right?
You listen to the Beatles on TV when, like, that first time they broadcast, and it's just like, that sounds exactly what it sounds like on the CD. It sounds awesome. So
they rehearsed it and they performed it the way they rehearsed it. People today, like, they have no idea how to do that unless they're lip syncing.
Yeah. And
then they do it exactly the way they recorded it. That's annoying. For reals. Learn how to sing. My number one, which actually I thought was going to be on your list, and I'm kind of surprised it's not. But my number one is Marvin Gaye. Because he just kind of, like, sums it up for me. I had a really hard time picking just one Motown dude. Because Motown, I love Motown. Man, I love it. I think it's, like, that was such a great time for music. And it was innovative. It was, like, yeah, I love Motown. But Marvin Gaye, I think, kind of, he sums it up. He sums up Motown.
Yeah.
And he's got such a fantastic voice, and it's smooth, and it's catchy, and it's hip. Well, it was hip at the time. It's probably not anymore. Kids today probably would be like, "What is that?"
No, I
love Marvin Gaye.
You're right. That wasn't my. Should have wrote it down. But I actually, like, when we lived here in Longmont, I would sit in front of my mom's like this hutch, and it had the like a radio or whatever, a stereo you could put CDs in. My mom had like 3 CDs of an all-in-one album, and it was like 3 CDs, and it was like his like beginning, middle, and like the very like his last songs before he was killed. And I would sit in front of the stereo like every day. I'd wake up. I remember this. I'd wake up every morning, and I would sit in front of that hutch, and I would just sing Marvin Gaye. And at the end of Remember the Titans, the movie, his song plays, and I'd always like try to like get it on the exact same.
Nice.
And but I grew up with Marvin Gaye, and I definitely, I totally forgot he was on my list.
See, you should have written it down, man.
I know. I love Marvin Gaye though, so don't think just because not
Marvin
my
Gaye's
list.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's some like others that I really enjoy that didn't make my list of like top 5, because top 5 you gotta whittle it down, guys. There's a lot of really amazing singers out there. Like, I love Mumford and Sons, and Marcus Mumford. He has like, he's got such a unique voice.
Yeah.
But you know, as far as top 5. These are our top 5s, but leave us a comment, connect with us on social media, whether it be Facebook or Twitter, and let us know what your top 5 are, and whether you think we missed some people that are super influential. We would love to have a conversation about this. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you for sharing this video with all your friends. Let's go on an adventure.